running a little low on time again. Should note that Magpie's banned list is, drumroll, White Frost, so not playing the monsters.
So Kareem banned Magpie's Frost?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And then Kareem has brought a very interesting Mahakam Forge list that we hadn't seen before. This is one of the creations of Puzzle and Trusky, I'm told. And it has the same Dennis Cranmer combo with Simless into Armor's Workshops, but it plays a Dwarf Leader and runs 2 Elven Seers. And it's also running Musicians, so no 4 provision cards, no Squirrel, no Peller. And the Elven Seers let you basically do the Cranmer, the Workshop combo basically twice, right? You could do it in round 1 and threaten the Cranmer, and then do it again in round 3. So like, or you can just do it all in the same round and get 1,000,000 points. And even if you don't have 3 bodies for Armor's Workshop, you can drop a Seer and use either the Tempering from Mahakam Pass or the Tempering from Leader to get instant value. So it's very flexible and helps you get bodies, pretty sturdy bodies on the board. It still runs the Zoltan, just no Great Oak in this deck, right? It does have
no Great Oak.
Living Armor, which along with the 2 Marauders in this deck is yet another way to just jam a bunch of points. So if you drop Living Armor, you can give it armor with the Chariots, and it's like a 2-point a turn engine, that combo. And then you drop a Marauder, you target the Living Armor, and it instantly boosts by 10. So it's a lot of...
Yeah, it's actually extremely synergistic in this kind of list.
Yeah, it's very clever.
And look, you can technically use Armor's Workshop on like Living Armor anyways, because it boosts the same amount it gives armor. So it's basically the same, even though the boost doesn't directly help.
Yeah.
The armor effectively turns into boost anyways. It's just kind of funny. But yeah.
The only thing to note is you can't, if you put Cranmer next to Living Armor, it won't do anything. So Cranmer has to be played next to like 2 other units.
Yeah,
I made that mistake myself. I dropped Cranmer because instinctively I went for the most armor, and then I realized I am Papiche.
Yes, Cranmer at work.
All right. So this Arrakis deck from Magpie looks very standard. We see, except he brought Alpha Werewolf and 1 Werewolf.
That is quite interesting. So I think the goal here is to provide a bit more of a viable short round, a bit more of a finisher, apart from the Glusty, so that it's not necessarily game over if the opponent wins round 1 and bleeds you, but if you're able to hold on to Giga Werewolf. I'm not sure if that really is like the goal. That's kind of my instinct.
It can also be used on a Vran or a Squirrel.
Yeah, it's not as great. Like at that point, like it's not worth it to run the Alpha Werewolf. It's sort of crappy carryover at that point. But,
yeah, it might be a good red coin card, and like if you're ever forced to play Arrakis on red, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
See line pockets here. This is Vice with Madame, Heatwave, Decree. We have Ixora, Anacrontia, Freak Show, and all the usual suspects. I don't see anything different in this one. 2 Hysteria, 1 BGF.
Yeah, I think it's kind of similar to what Miamon played. There have been quite a few differences though as well. Oh, sorry, no, the line pockets. My bad.
Yeah, Miamon was OTV and.
Yeah, that's yeah, I mean, it's apart from the leader, it's pretty similar in how it plays. Notably, there are no morale this time. We're just running the Heatwave as the proper toll punish, and then does manage to fit in a Barnacle Brawler actually. But yeah, otherwise it's basically the Vice non-devotion Madam Vice list we all know and love.
Yeah, the Angolim card, because these deck lists are animated, actually had audio, and yeah, it was laughing at everyone, so we turned it down. Yeah, so what do you think of this self-wound list?
Well, A, I'm sad because it got banned, but B, I was really hoping to see it because The Demon Corsair, I think, is a very, very good choice for a list like this.
Yeah.
It has some great synergies with the Armored Drakars, with the Draco Turtle as well, and even the Bear Witch Adepts after they've started chunking on their armor once they're fully healed, if they just came from Portal, because Portal works quite nicely with them.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see it at some point. This tournament.
Yeah.
I'm also very curious to see how Kareem uses like the Portal, the D-Bomb, the Draco Turtle, like which rounds, what cards get played. Seems like you have a lot of options with this list.
Yeah, for sure. There's like that one Dwim as well to potentially threaten a reset onto the Kaetrol. Quite nice, just running one to provide that threat. Yeah. No priests in this list, which is kind of interesting. You're sort of running Demon Corsair in place of priests, but can kind of do the same amount of points anyways. Just requires armor to be on the target.
What's the purpose of Crystal Skull in Ursine? If you play Draco Turtle against like a slave, you can give it Veil. You don't want him to copy it or any of the other cards. It just prevents a lock. It can also be because you're expecting Imperial Formation. That has a lot of locks as well. So Imposter, etc.
Yeah. All right. So just to reiterate the bans. This self wound for Kareem was banned, so not going to be playing Skellige, and the monsters from Magpie was banned. So notably also none of these players took Nilfgaard. So please buff Nilfgaard. Preferably Hyperthin. But
please buff Nilfgaard. He said with a straight face.
Kareem does have Blue Queen here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the Arrakis Queen list taken, or I guess I should say Arrakis Swarm, which is playing Arrakis Queen as the first deck of choice. But maybe could see like the Lined Pockets being taken as well. I'd be heavily expecting to see the Mahagam Forged Dwarf list taken on Red Queen, because it's such a point slammy list. It makes sense, I think, to take it and try to threaten a win on even.
Yeah. While I pull up the stream, can you explain why there are bans in competitive Gwent, and like what's the reason for it? I guess.
I think it's partly just standard for card game tournaments. If I was to sort of try to provide a bit of a better reason, I would say it's because it allows players to have a lot more versatility and leeway when it comes to building their lineup, and also sort of change the meta a lot from what you might otherwise just be facing. Like, let's say there's like a really, really powerful deck at tier 1, right? Mm-hmm. For example, when Shield Wall first released, it was just Shield Wall, which was the best deck by far. And basically, like the tournaments which played immediately after that, like Shield Wall was banned every single game. Same thing happened when Hidden Cache was first released as well. And what that actually meant was that, let's say you didn't have a ban in that case. If you're playing a best of 5, where each player takes this tier 1 deck, that deck is basically guaranteed to win against any other deck.
Mm-hmm.
So that best of 5 is not really a best of 5 if that tier 1 deck wins automatically. It's really just a best of 3. And you kind of waste a whole bunch of time just playing with these tier 1 decks, which you're going to win that game anyways. So, in my view, one of the best bits about bans is that it allows you to be a bit more resistant to sort of super big swings and power imbalances in the meta. It also does provide a lot more versatility in sort of what lineups you can build, because like let's say you build a lineup which is, say, kind of weak to sort of wide punish. Like it's pretty fair against most decks, but it'll just auto lose if the opponent's running wide punish. then you can try to just focus about on decks that run wide punish, so you're able to have a lot more of like a fair and back and forth series, rather than one which might be sort of auto lost. Now, granted, you can still do hard targets anyways, but having a ban is meant to make you a lot less susceptible to hard targeting.
Makes sense.
And,
So
yeah.
we have.
Oh, and we're starting.
Yeah, we have the game. Kareem has blue coin Arrakis against Magpie, who's brought alchemy on red. Kareem was able to open with Itter and then AQ the Itter, because I don't believe this list for Magpie runs a Heatwave. Am I correct?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No Heatwave.
Yeah. So
basically like no control beyond Gigascorp.
Yeah. I ran into this on ladder and I kept expecting a Heatwave. And my opponent never played it. And then I asked them and they said, oh, they were trying out Magpie's alchemy list. So we see Scenario come out round 1 immediately. This is very interesting. Kareem does have Heatwave, but he chooses to Heatwave Ale instead and not the Scenario.
I think Ale is so many points if it sticks. The infusion...
and it's 2 rounds, right?
Like pairs up. Yeah, it has resilience, the Scenario doesn't. Can help get things out of range for the Stalkers to clean up. Very, very scary card.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's obviously not fun trying to fight into getting F anyways. And also, it is kind of not amazing in this matchup. Because if Magpie is playing an Alchemy, that's not actually proccing the Itters.
So we see Portal come down for Magpie. Gets a Cloak Android, which can then banish a Crow and play an Alchemy card from the graveyard, which went in there from the Scenario. Now we have the 2 Druids at 8 and 7. We see Ran Warrior come out. Eaters click to spawn the Stalker. Oh wow. The Kikimor Warrior is used to just consume the AQ and spawn another Itter. So that was like a minus 16 or whatever play, but it gets the Itter out, right?
Good. Yeah, there's no consume in hand, so that was kind of forced.
He really wants to have 3 Itters in round on his Sabbath, which I think can really like demolish this Alchemy deck, because like every card comes down is -3 and three charges for the opponent. But it does mean that this round he's behind by 15 points. Although, as we've seen before, AQ can really easily catch up when they have something like a Ran Warrior.
Might force like a... I mean, that's a lot. Like that's a lot of Kikimor Stalkers here, and the Ran Warrior sticking. I was gonna say you might force out like a Glusty this round, which would be huge commitment for Kareem.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see a Glusty, but we did see. Was that a decoction that killed the Kikimor Warrior? It had to have been, right? Something killed it. So.
Yeah, there's no Martyr main deck, so if it was killed, it was through the Giga score.
Yeah, so Kareem does get ahead here. Wow, he's planning to play Glusty, actually. Because why else would you not consume your own drones here? And instead, like, if you can get a kill, then damaging an enemy is always better. But if you're not getting kills, and your opponent doesn't have any tall punish, then eating your own drones is better. You just don't eat your drones if you're planning to Glusty them.
I might have also just been trying to set up this werewolf as well, potentially. But just trying to force a little bit more from Magpie. So this drum is currently basically useless. I don't think Opkill is very well set up. So it's kind of just this Darren, which is the viable play, which can be used to put the Crow Mother into the graveyard. So pretty nice synergy. But I guess Kareem can just get ahead with a Skrull here. Goodbye, Crow Mother.
Just followed.
Skrulls are pretty good at hunting down crows, you know? That's an owl in the art of the Skrull, but it's not a crow. It was not scared of the crow.
Kareem's like playing very fast, but not making any micro mistakes. Like, at least none that I have spotted, and that's really impressive to me with this AQ deck. Like, He is hungry and
He
ready.
jams so much on ladder, and I think has a lot of experience with these kind of lists, especially recently. I think he's taken AQ to quite a few like sort of leagues and tournaments in the last few weeks too, so he's been
Interesting.
quite used to playing this kind of deck in a tourney format. Yeah, there's the Dome being used to reset the Gettineth Shadow.
Yeah.
We'll need an extra proc from a Druid, which could happen with the Ocul next turn.
Yeah, and you were pointing
So
out there's
this
no Mardromes in this deck, but Getty gives you a Mardrome, and
Yeah,
Dwim got him
that's
another
the only
Mardrome,
answer.
and now the Crow Clan Druids can replay
Yeah.
Mardrome, so I guess that's where the armor from these Bear Witchers comes in. Wow.
Yeah.
Kareem is setting up some offensive Glusties with his charges.
Yeah. I think it's about as much setup unless you use another leader to... Maybe you find to use a leader. In theory, he should be doing reach calculations right now. I don't think... maybe decides that, yeah, I just want to get this Darren down.
Yeah, because this odd kill is actually a lot of points.
Yeah, and it would be a lot of points for sure.
But I think that should get the pass. Yep. The Glusty guarantees the pass, 113 to 79. But now Kareem has the Sabbath and gets round control, but he won't have Glusty as a finisher, which I think he's fine with, especially since both Ale and Getty were used. I see.
Yeah.
I think I'm 99% sure Kareem will pass here, and then Magpie will play Truffle.
You can't bleed in such a short round here with Sabbath. It's just...
It wouldn't be a bleed. It would be like a 2-0 attempt, and 3 to 4 cards versus Alchemy is suicide.
Yeah. I mean, granted, if you can get the Sabbath in before the Ocul, that's pretty scary. Because
but he can do that next round too, can't he? Or you think Magpie will
I'm talking in general here.
Plus, there's 5 bronzes in the graveyard. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
notice that the Phrase Blessing is played on the dry pass here. A, to put a Phrase Blessing in the graveyard for the Ocul, and B, to put Doomed onto this Bear Witcher Adept, so it's not going to be brought back by the Sabbath. Instead, the more threatening 4P Alchemy, 4 power Alchemy kind of units could be brought back.
Yep.
But there is a Doom in the graveyard, which would not be great for the Sabbath to bring back for Magpie here. Yeah, I was going to say, if you have 3, it is on board. Ocul plays 3 units in 1 turn. That's a hell of a lot of charges and damage going through.
Yeah. Okay, so Truffle was actually saved for round 3, just as you said, because of the Freyas. And Kareem does not get 3 hitters. He gets 2 hitters and a Kikimor worker, which makes every AQ player very, very sad. And maybe we can nerf this card to 6 power during the next council, and we can finally be rid of it. The scourge that is the worst bronze in the game, the negative point bronze that we have to spawn, even though nobody wants it. Nobody likes you. Just making sure they know. Sorry, go ahead. I really hate that card. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
We see Stalker come down. Eaters give charges. Stalker's gonna consume. There's no control left, but he needs to have enough power to be able to hit things.
Yeah.
Is there another Stalker in the deck, or is that the last one? Look at this beautiful Igni, by the way. Oh my god.
I guess we'll see a Eternal too. There is...
Because there were 2 Stalkers on the board round 1, and one of them was from Hive Mind, right?
But there is a Vran Warrior, and they are Spontaneous Evolution / Hideous Feast, if decided to go for that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Magpie's graveyard looks like now, because I don't know if he actually has 2 Skellige bronzes to resurrect right now.
It's true.
Like, this Ocul could be very sad.
Wait, could an Incubus deny?
I don't think Kareem has Incubus.
What? Checking right now.
Or at least not in the deck. I don't think I just saw it.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. You're right. He doesn't. He has 2 Evos instead.
Right.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, because I know there's a Dwim in graveyard still for Magpie, but that can't be resurrected by Frey's Blessing. should just secure this kill onto this creature because it's doomed, so able to maintain no units in the graveyard there. This Spores is looking quite scary onto one of these creatures. That would be quite a big point swing. Very good Dwim though there to get another Golden Froth possibility.
I don't know. I don't know how Kareem catches up. I mean, Ran Warrior is going to help, but there's no Glusty, right?
No.
So like every 2 charges are just giving.
Yeah, this is not looking great.
I really wish I knew what was in the graveyard. I guess we'll find out here.
Okay, there's 1 unit. Scoia'tael just straight dies.
Oh, to the Itter, that's right.
And this can resurrect a alchemy. See the Golden Froth come through. Yeah, this should be a W for Magpie. This Spores will play for a lot of points. There's some nice synergy with the Itter charges, but I don't think there's enough sort of engines to double up on the value that they provide here.
81 to 48. This red coin alchemy pick from Magpie was actually quite.
This is the scary thing for AQ. Like if the opponent forces you into a sort of even like a 6-card round 3 like this, that can be not enough time to set up what you need, especially with like no Glusty.
Yeah.
Even then, I don't even know if the Glusty would have been very good here because those crones are all getting boosted anyways.
Yeah, Kareem missed 4 points, but I'm sure he knew that at the end. It wouldn't have mattered. So.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made a difference. So, yeah, very well played to Magpie there, taking the game 1, and Alchemy goes through straight away.
Yeah, so I'll update the score. Mods, if you could please update the command. So Magpie 1-0. All right, so now you're Magpie, and you have blue coin. Your alchemy's gone. Your Frost got banned. What do you play here? You have elves and you have pincer.
Decent on the blue coin, I'd say. Like, I think NR is a pretty good choice here. Like anything sort of siege engine-y tends to be fine with blue coin just to set up its engines. Elves, I really don't know like what kind of coin elves prefer. That's a list that I've never really played myself. Yeah. Like I would imagine it's kind of slightly better on red just to threaten that carryover. But yeah.
And then as Kareem, your red coin, what do you bring here? Self wound?
I feel like
Syndicate
is the good choice.
You wouldn't want AQ on red, right? So it's either self wound or syndicate. It looks like he's going with syndicate.
Okay, so they just both decided to take the things I didn't say they were going to take.
Yeah. Oh, for 2 lemon. I don't know.
Professional caster right here.
Analyst, so we do have slash caster, slash pro player, slash tournament organizer.
I mean, if I was actually professional, I'd be able to get the predictions right?
I don't know. All the professional casters I've ever seen are very, very bad at the games that they talk about. So I think I might have a better shot than you for that reason.
So you know who is actually a professional there?
Kareem?
Yeah, Kareem and Magpie.
That's right.
And Magpie knows to start off with the heist straight away here.
Hey, killing it with the segues. Heist gets answered with Disciple, but Kareem doesn't click because he wants the 3 coins. Why?
Yeah. Now this is rough because you don't have a great answer for the Angus. You don't have a great answer for the Vanadane. You only really have Heatwave for Kareem in his list, but that's not in hand here.
Is this
So
okay?
gonna be seeing oh sorry, no, there is a what's his face?
Ixora.
Freak Show.
Well, yeah.
So that's why you hold on to the coins here.
So yeah, okay.
'Cause,
Leader
now
once, and
Vanadane
then
does.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, I did miss the Freak Show. And that can also combine kind of nicely with a Hysteria potentially. But the thing is, like, yeah, if like an Angus gets played, you need to deal with the Angus straight away.
How does Ixora get answered here in round 1? You never play Ixora, right?
I don't think you have enough coins to get value out of it, and
Yeah.
there'll just be too many smaller elves to be dealt with.
And this Trickster takes care of Freak Show.
Yeah.
Was that grabbed with Curse Scroll? Did Magpie use Curse Scroll to put a Waylay at the bottom and grab Trickster?
I think so, yeah.
That's,
It makes sense.
yeah, that's pretty clever.
The movement is really heads up to just deny the Freak Show. And now, yeah, I'm not sure how Kareem decides to go forward here.
I mean, 2 Disciples will be good tempo, but you need a way to
Yeah.
answer Angus.
Which you can't, so I wonder if you just pass if the Angus comes out? Do you feel confident enough if the opponent goes down multiple cards here?
I
'Cause
think
Angus
so, because
would-
with Ixora, like it doesn't. Ixora doesn't care if the Deadeyes are 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 power, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and there's quite limited control with like only, I mean, 4 Waylays, the Yavin. I think that's kind of it for the control,
But
right?
there's also Verno
Um,
and Simless.
yeah. Yeah.
E-
I mean, yeah, like
even
the
just
4
four Waylays can take care of a few things, and then
Yeah. There is Defenders and Scarabs, though.
I've lost games with Vice against this elf. Well, this was before the nerfs, but against this elf deck when I had like 2 cards advantage on them because they just wiped my
Yeah.
board.
Yeah, it can be quite scary, but yeah. Kareem does decide to contest here. This Angus does get copied. Fortunately for Kareem, there is no Purify to sort of play this Angus again.
Oh yeah,
But I'm
but
really
does he
not
know
sure
that?
how you're going to be able to keep contesting.
I mean, there's also, was that a Serpent Trap that just got played, or was that Deception?
That was Deception, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So Kareem decides to pass here. Can't really answer Angus. But that's actually good, because like Angus got played. Now Heist is basically for Yavin and Verno.
And Isengrim.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Snappers to purify Scarabs, potentially.
Oh, right, because in this deck they can be offensive. Kareem does draw the boat, but he still hasn't drawn Madame or... Okay, there's a Decree.
There's Degree, that's what you need.
Yeah, and he's got both Novigrad and Candle in hand. This is a very good situation for Kareem as far as bleeding defense goes. He opens Novigrad, gets that ticking. That's going to give him 1 coin a turn. And of course has that order that gives him a choice of a random... Oh, instantly bearified. Okay. Get bared, son, says Kareem. Or I mean, says Magpie. And now Kareem's stuck with an Elder Bear. He plays Candle, boosts the Elder Bear. Sitting at 5 coins now. But is ahead on points. Heist comes down for Magpie. So Magpie is saying, I'm committing to this bleed. And
Wait, Serpent Trap hasn't been played yet, right?
correct. But
That's
you don't serpent a bear.
I guess so. That's true.
I mean, bears need to be protected. They're an endangered species.
I don't think Magpie cares about that.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't deign to speak on Magpie's conservationist ethics.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
We see what is this one called? Is it a saboteur? Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Comes down for 8 points. And it's actually a very good heist target because it keeps spawning Deadeyes. But Kareem takes care of it with his
Hysteria target.
yeah. This squirrel like is in Magpie's hand for sesame that
Open
Kareem does
sesame.
not have and does not have a way of getting.
Yeah, Kareem has not done a single open sesame or shady vendor so far.
No,
The
sesame's
vault
just bait.
opening operations have been very much closed today.
Yeah, there was a there was a raid and all the shady vendors have been rounded up.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been taken right into the open where the sun is shining bright. No more shade to hide behind. And yeah, 20-point gap. Madam and friends on board.
Yeah,
Magpie's like, yeah, you can have the round.
especially the way that round one went. Like Kareem still had full charges on King of Beggars.
Yeah.
Oh, and he draws the brawler, which is I think important.
I feel like a brawler will get limited value. Like, it's nice as a spender, but
You might get a serpent trap.
yeah, okay, King of Beggars needs to go.
Yeah, but that means you can. Oh, nice. He draws the heat wave. Is that nice against elves? Yeah, it's like something you can heat wave something to avoid it getting. No, there's heist has already been played. I guess it's not that nice. It's just an Isengrim killer.
Yeah.
He plays Shady Vendor to look for a sesame, doesn't find it, goes for the pulling the strings, which gives him 6 coins at least. King of Beggars comes out, and Kareem is sitting at 9 coins. Will he spend any of it? He goes to
Spend
3.
just a little bit.
Why?
Probably just set up for what he's planning to do next turn. Maybe.
That's such an odd amount to spend, though, because isn't there a bowman in this list? Or backup plan? I guess it wasn't. I don't know.
No backup plan. No bowman.
Okay. So he
That is quite a nice brawler, actually, just getting rid of the neophyte there. 4 coins to kill off a couple of elves.
That was those 4 points that were on the board were actually 10. If clicked.
Yeah, like they play for so much.
Or
That
not
is
quite
the
10.
serpent trap.
Yeah, FP points. So Azar comes down and gives the tribute. So there are now 2 scarabs, but they don't get boosted.
Yeah.
Here comes Sinless.
Get through these.
Scarabs tank the shots and kill the brawler, but King of Beggars will survive. Finally, Kareem gets to play Sesame, but it actually triggers Serpent, which kills the Azar. Not that big a deal. It's just 5-point Serpent Trap. Although it might have been a good Heatwave target. I don't know. Considering everything else on the board. So now Kareem has King of Beggars as a spender. Sorry, go ahead.
It's still like, it's 5 points. It's better to Heatwave for Deadeye anyways, because the elf synergy. It's, yeah.
Squirrel comes down, gets the Sesame. No Sesame for you, says Magpie. Kareem has another spender he can play first, but he kind of wants to get going before Verno comes down, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So yeah, there you go. There's the Exora.
So Verno right now would do 8 damage.
Exora is just above getting answered by the Yavin here due to how the Waylays have split the rows.
Yeah, we're going to see 12 damage coming down from Verno because of the leader charges, but it doesn't quite kill the Exora, so now we'll see Boat come down.
Yeah.
Candle will be used to heal up the Exora, and we'll see what Kareem top decks. This is very important. Does Kareem even have a single Sesame?
No, I don't think so. Only played like 1 Shady Vendor, and that was the first Open Sesame. So very much dependent on the top deck here.
He does get 6 coins. He can leader once and heal the Exora to 10.
Yeah, I think that's the play.
Oh. I guess he figures... I don't know. Without Novigrad, it's very hard for him to And no
Actually, yeah, like
sesames.
you wouldn't really put any extra procs. You're better off trying to get an efficient spend on the Oxenfurt Guard here, the
Yeah.
4 for 2 spend rather than the candle spend.
It's
So
35 to
you have
31. And
yeah,
Kareem has
Skaven is big.
yeah. What was this? A 10-point Yavin?
Yeah. Ooh.
That was not the play.
I mean, it's the play assuming there is coinage in Kareem's hand here, which there is not.
Yeah,
But
I
I
guess. Eight, but
don't
8
think it
coins?
matters.
Like, even if it procs once. Yeah, okay. I guess if it procs once, it's worth more. Oh my god. 1 point? Wow. Magpie gets the win with 1 point. Of course, if Magpie knew Kareem's hand, he could have won by more.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Oh no. So this is now Kareem is in the spot where he needs to now reverse sweep.
Wow. What does Magpie have left?
Magpie still has the Northern Realms list.
And Kareem has to win with AQ.
Yeah, I mean it should be decent for AQ. Like there's very limited. Like the thing with this list is there's like no toll punish.
That's true. There's no heat wave.
Limited control. So it should be decent for the AQ, provided you are able to get the round control. I don't think you're that scared of Siege's AQ if you're able to get like the better setup to start with. Like your Stalkers can just kill all the Siege engines.
Yeah, at least I'm assuming Kareem's going to queue with AQ from blue, but I don't know, I guess.
I mean, like there's one red. I assume the queue from red is going to be Dwarfs, but I mean, I was wrong before.
Dwarfs got banned, right?
No, the Self Wound got banned.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that game would have been so much better for Kareem if the heat wave was drawn round 1 instead of having it drawn round 3. Like imagine being able to, face 4 power Deadeyes instead of 5 power Deadeyes for the entire rest of the game there.
Wait, would Heatwave have done? Yeah, because he did get to replay it once. That's true.
Yeah. And like that's the thing with the elf list. It's very much draw your answers round 1.
Yeah.
And overcommit, kill the Vanadane and the Angus. Because if you don't, they play for insane carryover with the heist.
Yeah, I think another key issue was not getting the Kree or Madame round 1. Like,
yeah, that also means you can't contest it nearly as much, which...
And you didn't thin, so he didn't get Sesames until round 3. And Magpie still kept the score the whole time and just immediately shut it down. It was...
Yep.
The lack of Sesames was really, like... And the Shady Vendor didn't get him one either.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate because, like, the Shady Vendor pulling the strings rather than a Open Sesame, and like that would have profited to 9 coins for both of them anyways, but one of them would have provided a counter in the graveyard to get more coins.
Yeah.
And getting even just one Open Sesame proc, I believe, would have been enough to get like another pull from the boat.
Could have been everything.
And
it's like an extra card, basically.
Yeah. Granted, it's a top deck that can be of questionable quality, but yeah. But anyways, that's in the past. What Kareem would need to do now is just mentally reset. Say, okay, I just need to focus on my lines against this Northern Realms list. Starting with the AQ.
He needs to draw the werewolf.
Should be a pretty,
I can see what he does with it.
Yeah. It has the up werewolf round 1, but yeah, again, missing the werewolf.
Did you see Mulligan Defender?
Yeah, I don't think Defender does much in this matchup. There's a lock, but you have a Pella for that one lock. And otherwise, it's just pings being combined with siege engines, which if you're able to set up first with Ida, get kills over, and pretty good. I wonder if Magpie will take AA from the term and then just sort of sit on the Tala here. I think that seems like a very potent line of play to take. because a tome kind of does make you thin one more than you otherwise would. But you do have Thaler as like an on-off switch in this kind of deck.
There's Priestess in this deck, right?
Yeah. So I haven't done the maths, but I assume it's very tightly made in terms of its thinning.
So it's like Siege, but also Priestess with Roche.
Yes, it's a pretty interesting hybrid.
Yeah, as you said, there's a lock, but there's a Peller. He's not going to click the AQ. He's going to want to play Stalker and then click the AQ. Here comes Siege. This Siege will be decently annoying. But I think Stalker can deal with a lot of this.
Yeah, and there's no way to double proc the Siege here. Like, there's no Rafad's Vengeance. So that does provide, I think, ample opportunity for this Stalker to do things. Although, interesting placement there. That's really, really questionable, because how are you going to get your Consume through now?
Oh, he'll put Werewolf there. And then...
Just not... Like, there's...
Not necessary, yeah.
There's no reason to play the Stalker there and not just to the right of the AQ.
Yeah, that's just a small misplay.
I mean, that's pretty big misplay, because now you can't get a Consume for a while. I mean, like, maybe you want to spend the immediate turns here trying to deal with the Siege, granted. A little bit difficult.
Like you're playing Evo this turn, aren't you? Or another Stalker, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Another Stalker comes down. Huh. Why did he? I guess he wanted to get it to 4 just so it's less likely to die. He's eliminated everything on Magpie side that can target, except for this. Ballista, which... Oh, man. Oh, yeah, he's going to kill that Stalker. Because of the bombardment pings.
Did 1 or 2 of the bombardment pings hit that Stalker? Because that was...
2. It was at 4 and it went to 2. That's pretty lucky for Magpie.
Yeah, certainly.
Like two pings of like the 6 hitting the lowest unit, the lowest Stalker. Like,
yeah, the lowest Stalker.
That's just classic Magpie skill right there.
Yeah. Okay. So I wonder if this issue gets that on, whether it will get clicked.
Yeah, chat's pointing out that maybe you don't want to consume the AQ because you want to get AQ from your Sabbath later, as opposed to 3 hitters.
Even if you don't want to do it this round, there's still no reason not to play it to the right. Just have the option.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it
doesn't cost you anything.
Gain like this.
Okay, so weird that Vran Warriors. Okay, no, it's Werewolf is finally played. 3 carryover on the Vran. Not the best Werewolf, but it's like a card you can play, I guess.
Yeah.
And then now he'll play the Consume.
Yeah. I guess you can save the Parasite for threats later. Maybe something in Onager is a bit scarier. That's a lot of points.
Yeah, Kareem into Ranger is pretty huge. Was when Istrid came down, did Magpie use Leader to boost Priestesses in hand? In deck, I mean?
No Leader. And Mentors can boost them later on as well, to be fair.
Yeah, and he's got the Kareem click also, but I was just curious if you...
Yeah.
Okay, we should see the Endrigo Warrior here now, right?
Maybe.
Okay, so he chose something to boost by 4. That's what the... Got Onager? Right, from Istrid.
Yeah, I could see maybe wanting to keep the AQ for the Sabbath now. Like, you know, like you're kind of ahead by a bit, or you can be. It's hard because the points out from Magpie is kind of scary here. Yeah, no, Magpie is getting back ahead. Yeah, you have to get the consume now.
So Thaler does come out now, and ends up drawing Glusty for Kareem.
Not super
Yeah.
playable here. I don't think you want to have another game where you end up playing the Glusty round 1.
I think he's hoping that this Rand Warrior will end the round, because it is a lot of points.
The thing is, Magpie can basically just keep playing as long as he likes, I think, because of the threat of the leader. Like, between, like, a leader basically plays for 3 points here. This battering ram plays for, what, 1 point on the click because of the Onager. That's like 4 points.
Magpie just does not pass.
Yeah, I don't think there's any need to. You can just...
The legend of Never Pass Pie continues.
AA. Yeah, I think this deck does kind of want to play A earlier, so that you're able to get the Doomed on it a bit, like, preferably at the start of the round 2, get the actual thinning through with the AA. Or just play it like that, sure. Get the thinning with the Redanian Secret Service. And now, do you either give up the round, which you really can't afford to do as AQ, or do you play the Glusty? And yeah, this is so rough that Glusty of all cards was the top deck. Like, the only thing worse could have been like a, like a Sabbath, I think, right now.
Yeah, Sabbath would have been worse.
I don't think you can pass here.
I don't know. I think, well, I think the biggest problem is, even if you play the Glusty and win, you have a 6-card round 3 against Priestess, which is very rough. But also, having a 6-card round 3 without Glusty is even worse. Right?
Yeah, because, like...
Oh, an AA comes out. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
what a card.
Some carryover now with the Mentor, draws a Priestess. Big Onager. Also, by the way, Mutual Generator was ticking this whole time. Yeah. Like, Magpie was threatening 1 on even, whilst this Mutual Generator was providing so much carryover. Like, that Onager is, like, what, 8 power now?
Yeah.
I don't want to know what the Priestesses are at.
I mean, at this point, was playing the Glusty not worth it?
Might not even been enough.
Jeez.
Right.
There was no temple, right? It was just Muta. Yeah.
Just Muta.
Radovid gets bricked. So that's something.
I mean, it can just be
put back right. With the leader. I forgot that there's a faction in the game that has a leader that can literally draw any card.
Although I think it does prevent it from being pulled out by that event.
Yeah.
So it will late a little bit here, which is possibly what Magpie wanted, so the brick might have been worthwhile there.
Wow.
That makes sense. So I think this is finally the Hive Mind, which the Hive Mind might have been crucial in sort of turning the round 1 if this had gone a little differently. I imagine you just put the Onager back here, use the AA to pull the Siege Master. So you get a lot of efficient thinning here.
Don't worry. Next year's Masters, Onagers will be balanced.
And also, I quite like the sequencing of using the 3rd leader charge to get the King Radovid thinned out of the deck.
Yeah.
Whilst you still leave an extra leader charge for the round 4 to be able to hand fix potentially after... I mean, you don't even need to hand fix at this point. You have perfect thinning. You can do whatever you like with Mentors and Mulligans, but yeah.
Remember when Radovid Judgment came out and everybody said it's trash?
I mean, it did get reworked to actually be good.
How did it get reworked?
It didn't have an order on release.
Oh.
Like, now it has an order for like 3-4 damage, depending on like your leader charges.
Yeah.
That didn't exist on release, right?
Oh, they added 5 points to it? Classic.
Yeah. I don't know if it got like provision left as well or something, but
no, it was the same provision.
No one played it on release. It was literally just diversion summoned from deck when all leaders were used. It was quite different. So you use the Heatwave here.
This should get Kareem there.
And then
Okay, he just pings.
yeah. There we go. But now you're at a short round against Priestess as the AQ list. That's just not where you want to be.
Wait, where's Glusty? He mulliganed it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because he don't want to have to play it around too. But now he needs to draw it. Where Glusty? Oh my god, these draws.
I don't know if it even matters here. This Onaga gets no answer. This Onaga's just gonna board wipe. There's the Onaga and a Trident and so many priestesses. And oh, you pulled Istrid back.
I can't.
Oh no.
Wow.
Okay, maybe these ideas will be good because the Ronin Roach is going to be playing multiple cards in one turn.
Yeah, but the priestesses are boosted to 7 and 8, so even the 8ers aren't going to deny Zeal.
Oh yeah, I wasn't thinking about this. I was just thinking about having some points.
Yeah, I think Kareem's the only way he wins was if they didn't have enough boost to, and he could maybe kill them with. Well, actually, he doesn't even have any stalkers left. Oh my god.
Okay, I gotta say, I'm not sold by the Alpha Werewolf in this list. It kind of sounded nice in theory, but
Well, it's like an also like, you know, it's a nice to have. If it happens, great. But it did not happen.
if it doesn't happen, then you're basically playing an Alpha Werewolf for like terrible value. And also for an engine-heavy list like this, you don't want to be playing an Alpha Werewolf near the start of the round. You want to be developing your engines.
Yeah, it's a bit of a conflict there. Here comes Roche to end life as we know it. 2 4 provision units coming down. That one has 13 charges. That's 20 times 3. There are 60 points hidden in Magpie's side of the board right now. 60 points. That's what those priestesses are. Because of the way onagers work right and the way Trident works.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to Magpie. Very well played, of course. And a nice, strong lineup.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Magpie played that series very, very well. So, yeah, congratulations on the 3-0 win.